Hello, dear Taurus, and welcome to your love reading for the month of December of 2025. I hope that you are all doing well, and thank you for waiting for your love reading. Okay, December is a very busy month, and I'm in transit going back and forth from Thessaloniki, Athens, so I'm doing these quicker. I'm doing quick readings, and that's why I've already laid down the cards. I've had a quick look just to get the bigger picture. So I'm beginning the reading with the advice card, and you've got a Five of Cups. This is the psychic tarot of the heart. Change your focus is the advice, and of course we know the Five of Cups is where someone has got regrets relative to the past, emotionally speaking, because of course cups are water. And Spirit is saying change your focus, leave the past. Whatever's happened has happened. What you don't know is that there's a new balanced emotional connection coming through. I want to say so many things and I just go from one thing to another. Let's read the change of focus first of all, and see what that's about. Okay. So Taurus, some disappointment and sadness are inevitable. How you deal with it determines the quality of your life. It may be that you've recently experienced a loss, perhaps the end of a friendship or a failed romance. Maybe your family isn't providing the support you need, or you regret decisions you've made. Any number of situations can cause unhappiness. When relationships don't turn out the way you expected, it's natural to feel upset and hurt. However, it's not healthy to remain in that state for too long. When this card appears, it's time to put these sorrows behind you and shift your focus to what is good and positive in your life. Appreciate the people who love you and your ability to give love to others. Take stock of what brings you joy. Taking charge of your own happiness is key here. Focus on what you have and are thankful for and attract more of the same. Now, Taurus, if you remember, Uranus has regressed back to your sign and will be completing its seven year transit through your sign. So Uranus has brought lots of change, lots of breakthroughs and breaking free, and has forced you to see things from a different perspective. And that's what I see with the Hanging Man as the outcome card, right? You've got new perspectives here, and obviously with the Hanging Man, it's you possibly turning and seeing things from a different viewpoint. In the now, you're in the hermit mode, right? Unless you're dealing with a Virgo. Hermit mode means that there's no connection, that there's more internalization. You're looking for the light. You're looking for advice, possibly from others as well. But you're going through a stage of searching your soul for what is truly important for you. If we look at your spread, right, 5-card spread, you've got the Chariot in the recent past. You've got the Hanging Man as the outcome card. You've got the Seven of Cups, fantasy and temptation. And you've got the Empress, which is your card. This is a Taurus Libra card, and it's crowning your reading, which is a very important position in this spread. So now you're someone who is very patient, usually very nurturing, motherly. You're the Empress. This is the divine feminine. Unless this is someone that you're attracting in, someone that is very patient, someone that is your goal, let's say, manifestation, abundance, where love is concerned, but through the ability to attract, to create, to manifest, right? you're sitting on the Seven of Cups. Fantasy and temptation, those two words for me speak a lot. Fantasy is what you desire, and temptation, of course, is what you desire. But temptation could be something that you're trying to steer away from, or something that you fell into. So fantasy would be the energy of Neptune, and temptation would be Saturn, right? So there's something that you were not clear about. So the Seven of Cups is many opportunities. It could be illusion, deception, and it speaks to temptation as well. So things being up in the air, a lack of trust. To me, fantasy is also a spiritual connection, whereas temptation is more fantasy is the spiritual connection. Temptation is the more practical, physical, but something that you desire, right? So it's brought you into a position of needing to soul search, right? And we've got Pisces, Virgo here, which we're talking about earth and water, which are in good aspect to you, but these two signs are also where the eclipses are happening. So they're helping you get unstuck, obviously, or they're helping you move towards a new perspective where love is concerned. Leave the old. And when we talk about the old, because the Three of Cups are spilt, the two are standing, could be a past relationship, you're moving into a new one. Or there are regrets relative to an emotional situation, a relationship for you. Now, generally speaking, the general energy is the Six of Wands. Success and recognition we've got here. Right, so you need to believe in yourself. King of Wands, Scorpio, Cancer, what am I saying? Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, but also Scorpio. Now, interesting that we've got the World card and the cycle completion. And that is a karmic ending. But also you've got the foundation and commitment here, the Four of Wands, which could be a marriage. You could be in another commitment, which it's time for it to culminate, to come to an end. This is the end of a cycle. The Hanging Man also is the 12th house, which can speak to an ending. So it's like Spirit is saying, you need to be a visionary leader. You need to chase what it is that you desire. You need to believe in yourself as well. Now, some of you may have also, because this is more being career driven, some of you may have been focusing on career, possibly trying to manifest what is most important to you first. And then, so I know that Taurus is all about, of course, security, financial security, and that's something that's very significant for you. So maybe you've been lucky with in life, or you've worked very hard to it. You may have a very strong creative streak within you, but where love is concerned, maybe it's been challenging, it's been difficult, right? You've got the Hermit, so you've gone within your soul searching. Maybe there's no communication at all in the recent past. Charging ahead in the Chariot, which is a card of choice, really. But it can also speak to a move, transition, travel, so on and so forth. And of course, the Chariot is Cancer. It could speak to you're moving, or you've moved to a new home. It's like a new chapter is opening up in your life, or that you've become very decisive in charging ahead to bring manifestation, to materialize everything that is beautiful to you, whatever is of worth to you and of value. And that could be the Empress in your life. Okay, and if we're looking at the King of Wands and the Empress, which I feel the Empress is what's on your mind, who's on your mind. You could be dealing with someone that is your perfect partner, the perfect mother, let's say. Someone who cooks well, someone who makes you feel good, someone that makes you feel very valued, very abundant. You could be the King of Wands here, right? And you need to trust that you can succeed in whatever you put your mind to. Now, King of Wands is about that spark, is about the the desire to connect, to take action. The Empress is very sexual, she's very attractive, very magnetic, and there may also be a little bit of an age difference, possibly. And we see the Hanged Man here, so this could mean that something is completing for you before a new beginning, and you're seeing things from a different perspective. You see the locked heart. It's like someone's stolen your heart, someone's run off with your heart, and you can't move. You feel like you need to surrender. It's like Spirit is telling you release, because the Hanging Man speaks to an ending, and it's the 12th natural house, which can speak to secret love affairs, a foreigner, someone who comes from a different background than you, and also things that happen behind closed doors. It's a very, very karmic house, the 12th house. Now, in the Mystic Moon Oracles here, we've got the Pride and Ego. We see King of Wands and the Empress. They're two very powerful individuals, right? Now, Pride and Ego could signify someone who is very abundant, someone who's been successful, right? Both the King of Wands would be successful, as the Empress as well. There may be a little bit of friction, a little bit of competitive energy, which can be turned into desire, right? And instead of being at odds with each other and in conflict, more so put that energy towards creation, right? There's pride and ego here, but this also speaks to possible a spiritual connection, but also abundance, great abundance, and pride. And then we've got solitude. We see a divine feminine that is, she's probably turned her back on someone who is quite prideful, tooting their own horn, or someone that was competitive. It's like, you know, the divine feminine doesn't want to take part in anything like that. Solitude does remind me of the soul-searching here. So again, we've got very strong the energy of feeling alone, or this is the Virgo attitude. Now, Virgo is where the South Node is, and the South Node is all about releasing perfectionism, so on and so forth. But also we've got fear, a fear of being alone, a fear of deception, a fear of deception because of the news card here, which is very Piscean. A fear of the unknown, a fear of a connection that may be larger than life, that may be very spiritual, right? So fearing seeing the reality of a situation. Someone may also be fearing here losing their freedom, possibly, I'm going to say. That's what's coming through right now, but I want to see what else is going on here. So what do we have here? We've got in the Lenormand, we've got the dog, which speaks to loyalty, friendship, trust usually, but we've got the snake as well. So possibly if you're dealing with someone that maybe the relationship either started as, you know, a friendship and then turned more sexual, because the snake can speak to sexuality. It's Scorpio energy. But, you know, the snake can also be the other woman, third parties, a desire to connect sexually. The dog, I suppose, could speak to play as well. Someone being loyal but keeping it light. Whereas the snake, I mean, this is friend and foe. Some of you may also have a choice between two, right? Someone's loyalty, someone was deceived where there was loyalty, for instance. I don't know if this is a past partnership, but what I do see here with the mountain as well is that, yes, this is a 21. It could speak to a completion, but the mountain also speaks to someone that's needing to be courageous, to close up a major cycle in their life and overcome any limitations and blockages. This could speak to timing as well, right? Or you may be dealing with someone that is from a different part of the world, possibly, but it can also speak to a completion point, right? And if there is change, this could also say that a friendship is turning into a more sexual. The snake can speak to having fallen into a trap as well, because of a fantasy, because of temptation, right? Not having planned, going for what you desire, you've attracted. It's like, like bees to the honey, not being able to stay away, which may have put you in a position of loneliness, solitude, very, very powerful energies I feel here. But the news is also what I fantasize and what I really want to manifest in reality, not just what I'm thinking of, right? And there could also be, I'm getting here that there could be it may be tough for you because you may have fallen for someone who is not on the same level as you, who because to me this is the energy of the sirens, like you're being called to a relationship where maybe it's not what you've always hoped for. Maybe it's a relationship that differs from something that was expected of you. I'm getting that sort of energy, but I get decisions here and moving forward, and sort of being in the energy of attracting that abundance. And I'm also getting that, as I said before, that there is what may be difficult for you and you're trying to overcome is that someone may not fit the bill. So give you that financial, that classy, that top-notch relationship or person, right? So someone that does not fit the bill. But this card also says that where the heart is, that's where you go. It's like someone's stolen your heart, run off with it, and you can't do very much about it. And this is a very difficult lesson. This is what I'm getting. So there's a completion cycle here. There are also blockages as to what you desire and some timing that is necessary with the mountain, limitations. But we've got also the nest here. We've got the stalks, which bring the child, which bring this could speak to cycles. Maybe you've done a few cycles with a particular person, right? But this can talk to a new home, charging ahead towards a new life, a new home, a relationship where you're going to feel at home, where there will be collaboration and it won't be one-sided, obviously. And the blockages may also have to do with deception around having children, because the storks, they're building their nest. The storks bring the child, right? So there may have been manipulation and deception, someone trusting in the other person being very conniving, let's say. I don't know if it's a past partner, right? But obviously lies, deception. We've got Scorpio energy here in Taurus. Scorpio is your 7th house. It's the people opposite you. So when you share your life, you want to share on all levels very deeply. And you may also be dealing with people that are very mysterious and very manipulative, because that's the Scorpio energy as well. Now, you've got the 6 of coins in the Lover's Tarot path. 6 of coins. You've got the Triumph, which is the World card again. And you've got the Ace of Cups, which is a potential for a brand new beginning. And to me, the Triumph card, which is the World card, because it's the story of Dionysus and Ariadne, I think that there is an ending somewhere here. It's like they're saying goodbye here. So like a completion point. And with the 6 of Pentacles, right, it can speak to a possible divorce, separation, because the 6 of Pentacles is what you're receiving, what is due, You're paying your due diligence. You could be paying money out. The Triumph could say that you're completing a cycle, you're completing a cycle, and triumphing, or this is an accomplishment, or this is such a huge embrace here, and it tells me that these two people come from different parts of the world. That's another layer that I get here, and it feels like they've been distant, because the Six of Pentacles is I give more to one side than the other. So there were obviously choices. Let's take another layer here and see what's going on. Why do we have the soul searching here? You feel like you're frozen in time, you're stuck. Two cards of being very stuck. You were very decisive in the recent past, but then Spirit is like, wait, you need to wait. Let's see why we've got the Hermit here. And we've got the Four of Wands, foundation and commitment. Waiting for an opportunity. I mean, it's the 11-11 cards. Unless you felt very lonely within another commitment. Let's see what else we've got there. Four of Wands also speaks to financial standing and security. So building on something. So therefore, where your soul is concerned, you felt very lonely, even though you may have been in another connection. The security of life, your life security being a very, very significant part of your life, obviously here. And then feeling imprisoned as well with the Eight of Swords, negative thinking. Feeling stuck in a situation, stuck in a marriage because of finances, because of tradition, because of family. What is the divine feminine, the Empress, crowning you? We've got Page of Wands, excitement and curiosity. This could be a messenger, a message that will bring excitement. Maybe you've been waiting on this. One more. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, wise investment. Page of Wands could also be a child, a youth, but it can also be a messenger that comes in and there's excitement about a new journey that's opening up, something that promises long term. The Ace of Pentacles is getting stable, a new stable beginning. It speaks to wise investment. So wise investment doesn't only have to be where practical matters and money is concerned. It could also be a wise investment could be having someone that will be there for you, right, emotionally. So there seems to be some excitement about a possible new seed that's planted. Again, we've got Ace of Pentacles, Earth. Now you're an Earth sign. Oh, okay, let's see what the fantasy and temptation is. Old wounds and the Five of Cups. Five of Cups and Five of Cups. You've got that twice. 5 and 7 of Cups. So emotionally, you haven't had it easy at all. Big conflicts. And you've got Justice, soul contract. Something very karmic that's been playing out for you in the distant past and relative to your emotional security. Possible temptation moving towards what you desire, who you desire, and possibly turning your back on someone that was very deceptive. Let's look at the Chariot and the charging ahead. I get lots of anger here with the Chariot, but we've got the Queen of Cups here. Queen of Cups, someone following their heart, following their intuition, intuitive and sensitive. One more. No, 2 cards fell out. I'm going to take one more on that Queen of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer comes through very strongly. Let's take one more. And we've got the Three of Cups, celebration and community. Celebration and community. You know, it's the recent past position, but it could also be in the now when you're watching this, that there is a warm, an opening, a heart opening, which is going to get the ball rolling, or that someone has made up their mind if they had a choice. Three of Cups could be, of course, a love triangle, having second choices, right? This could be also a necessity to travel for a meeting with someone that's very open-hearted. Let's see what the Hanging Man speaks to the outcome. A Hanging Man with the new perspectives. We've got the Fool card, activation. So this is a brand new beginning after the Hanging Man, which is a release, a surrender, having done the karmic work. The Fool card is activated for a brand new journey. And the journey, of course, could be a life journey, of course. And we've got the Page of Wands here, which is very similar to the Fool. Let's take one more. So we've got Uranus is going to change everything for you, because this is a Uranian card. You're finishing up with an old story. It's probably began in 2018, which would be like roughly 7 years. It's a quarter Saturn cycle. What is the Fool card about? And we've got Knight of Pentacles, steady progress. So starting something new, but starting very steadily. I mean, the Fool card knows that Spirit has its back. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, yes, it's a Virgo card, but it could also be your energy. Steady progress, but also knowing where you're heading. This is planning, strategizing, moving forward. And you see the shell here. The shell is like the, it's like the symbol of the Venus-Sun conjunction. And we're going to have one in the Capricorn season in January, early January. Mars, Venus, which is your ruling planet, and the Sun are going to have a triple conjunction. So, and Capricorn works really well for you. So maybe things will be slow until that conjunction then. Because there's something new. There's a brand new cycle opening up for you, surely. And with the Ace of Cups, here is the opportunity. What is that Six of Wands about? Success and recognition. We've got the Ten of Swords, painful ending. Maybe with someone that was very egotistical. And we've got Temperance, restoration, going through healing. There's an alchemy going on in your life. Something needs to be restored, and that would be possibly your balancing out your life, surely, because the Ten of Swords is a painful ending. You've gone through a big change, or you're going through a big change in your life, surely. Remember what Spirit is saying. Change your focus. Don't get stuck on the past. Right? And this was meant to happen. This is another major arcana here with the soul contract, where you needed to receive some lessons, right? Lessons and temptation, right? Right on point. Something was very hard for you, but you got the lesson. You were taught, you know, you've paid your dues with the Six of Coins, and there's an ending here. Embrace this ending for a new beginning, dear Taurus. What's at the bottom here? We've got equality, six of Pentacles, and we see the World card. So you may be connecting with someone that is a foreigner, someone that is at a physical distance to you. So when does the activation of this new cycle roughly begin for Taurus? Let's see. Next full moon. Wow, so in a month from now, the next full moon will be in Cancer, and that's going to be a very powerful one, because the moon is ruled by Cancer. I should say Cancer is ruled by the moon. So the next full moon, we see the stars. We see the stars, right? Let's see what else, because there's a few of you. We've got in October, and this looks like an eclipse. I'm wondering if something happened for you in October recently, unless this is talking about next October. Something, maybe something was eclipsed, someone was eclipsed out of your life in October. Last card, up in the air, and there's a metamorphosis, but you've got luck as well. You've got the Dragon fly here. Things may be a little bit up in the air right now. Now, I want you to concentrate on the person you're hoping to manifest. Well, the cards didn't show me anything about a soulmate or a twin flame, which tells me that there may be confusion or illusion about that. You may not be aware, and you're hoping to be, hopefully with a hanging man, which is enlightened, right? With what you're called to follow moving forward. So your next relationship, this could also be, because we've got a friend here and we've got a snake here. So possibly this could speak to someone from the past, someone that was loyal, someone that was trusting. What can I do to win you back? We are from such different worlds, but I'm willing to work on this union. Let's see where this will take us. Someone who's willing to put in the work. We've got a lot of earth. Don't ever think that I don't love you and that I forgot you. I will always be here for you with open arms. So someone was always waiting for you. Let's see. And we've got, I couldn't stay with you because I felt as though I was suffocating. I want to be free. That's probably what you're saying now, because the Eight of Swords is in the now position. I want to take one more. And I can't help myself from falling in love with you every day. And that's the Ace of Cups, which is here as well. Wow, okay. Dear Taurus, someone needs time here, obviously. Some of you could be going through, because you've got the Six of Pentacles twice, right? And you've been dealing with a devil situation, an obsession. And wow, the World card is there as well. Cycle completion, you see. Ace of Wands, spark. You need to go with your desires. Five of Wands, don't get into a fight about it. Don't listen to your what your higher self is telling you. Now, some of you may have been dealing with fights, arguments, right? Very explosive. Ten of Pentacles, possibly the end of a chapter, a family. And the Ace of Wands is like the light coming on, that there's a cycle completion, and maybe with Saturn and Neptune finishing up in Pisces, which works well for you, that will be the end of an obsession or of cycles going around and around, being stuck in a cycle that's connected to the past. Someone being out of bounds to you, someone that you were obsessed over, someone that you, what can I say? They did not fit the bill. I'm going to go back to what I was saying. But spirit knows best, right? At the end of the day. And it's all about enlightenment with the hanging man here. Someone has stolen your heart, Taurus. I do wish you well. Thank you so much. Love and light. And we'll be back with more.